Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are and which part of the world from which you'll be seeing this video. I hope it blesses you and adds value to your life. That is our sole aim and desire, to add value to the life of everyone that comes across this video and it's going to be listening to the message we'll be sharing here. My name is Precious Edward. If this is the first time you're visiting my channel, I would like you to subscribe, like the video and share. Trust me, you're going to be blessed, you're going to be transformed. There's going to be a lot you'll be learning from this today. Please do subscribe and share. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to the topic of today, and we're talking about purpose. How to align with purpose, how to align with destiny, and fulfill your God-given mandate, the mandate of God upon your life. We emphasize so much on understanding yourself as a person before you move to wanting to be with someone else. The great philosopher Socrates once said, in one of his quotes, "Man, know thyself." So, how do you go into a relationship with someone when you have not discovered yourself? You don't know who you are, you don't know why you are here on earth, and many never even live before they die. The value of your life is measured on how much of your purpose you were able to fulfill. Why on earth? Life is not measured by how long you lived, but the lives you imparted while you were here on earth. My Smuro was a man I loved so much. It's a man that spoke so much about purpose, about self-awareness, about fulfilling destiny. And even though he's dead today, his teachings, his messages, and all he shared about purpose and all, they are still out there and they are still touching a lot of lives. One of his videos I listened to, in one of his messages, he said something. He said the place that has the greatest of resources on earth is the graveyard. It is this way because so many people die without ever discovering their purpose, not to even talk of fulfilling it. So many people died with the potentials and the resources that God has put inside of them, so they were not able to fulfill destiny. We have so many that were potential doctors, so many potential nurses, so many potential politicians that would have changed their society, but yet they did not discover it. They died with this purpose in them. You must by all means discover your identity. It is the key to fulfilling destiny. When you discover your identity, it helps you discover purpose, which helps you have a clear destination in mind. So the greatest strategy in a human life is not death, but it's a life without purpose. This was one of the quotes of my Smurons. So take a pause and ask yourself this question: who am I? Why am I here? What am I sent to do on earth? If you say that and think clearly, you will understand that you are not an accident. You did not come here by chance. I don't want to know the circumstances surrounding your birth. Maybe you don't know who your father is, your mother just gave birth to you, she just got pregnant for someone and gave birth to you. It was your parents that made a mistake, not you. You are never a mistake. So maybe you were a product of rape, something happened and your mom was raped and you came into existence. That incident was a mistake, but you are not a mistake. God had a plan for your life, for allowing you to even see this day, for allowing you to be here on earth. So make no mistake to think that you are here by chance or you are here by accident. There is something unique and there is something special about you, and it is your responsibility to discover what that thing is. The pressure of life has hindered a lot of people from sitting back to think, especially in an economy like ours, that there is so much hardship and instability. But there are still few out there who have been able to discover their purpose, and they are pursuing it and they are working with it. They are working towards achieving this purpose. So if you want to live life consciously, if you want to enjoy life and not just live chasing the rat race or running the rat race. You wake up early in the morning and you go to work, you come back late at night and you sleep, and you wake up the next day, you go back to work. You see that your life is going in circles and cycles, and there is nothing to show forth for it. Each year you wake up, it is the same thing you're doing. You go for Christmas, you come back, get a job, you go in the morning, you wake up, you come back at night, and there is nothing meaningful you are doing to impact your world around you. Your destiny and purpose, it's very paramount. Your life becomes meaningless when you live without purpose or without a destination in mind. Imagine a knife being used as a cutlass, or a remote trying to do the work of a cell phone. So there is this saying that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So you will be living below your potentials, below your standards, below what God has created you to live as or to do if you don't discover your purpose. You keep engaging in chains of activities. You keep going round and round the circle, and nothing meaningful is coming out of your life. The order in the society is that you go to primary school, then after that you go to secondary school, and you go to the tertiary institution or university, and after that you serve your country. Then the next thing people start thinking of is getting a job, getting married, raising children, and you send them to school as well, and when they come back, they give birth to children for you, your grandchildren, and after you see your grandchildren, it's assumed that you've lived a fulfilled life. You have children, you have grandchildren. Then the next thing you think about is to live a good old age, and that is the end of your story. This is not the plan of God for you as a person. This is not the plan of God for any individual. There is something spectacular about you and unique about you. You need to discover. Now, you must answer the most important question in your life today. And that question is, who am I? Who am I? You might be a doctor now, but that is not who you are. You might be a lawyer, but that is not who you are. You might be a teacher now, but that is not who you are. God was speaking to Jeremiah. He said, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I know you. I have called you by name. I have made you a prophet to the nations. There is something about you. There is something on your inside that you need to discover. There is something God has put inside of you to change your world or to change your society. Before God formed you in your mother's womb, He knew you. He gave you an identity. So your career path may align with your purpose or it may not. But then you need to discover what that purpose is, so you can even choose a career path that will align with it, that will align with that God-given purpose and the vision of God or the purpose of God for your life. If you don't discover your purpose, you might pick a partner, or you settle down with a partner that does not understand your vision and support it. This is when misunderstanding comes in, and you realize that you are not even able to live out your potential because you rushed into marriage without discovering your purpose, and you don't know the right person. So it's like two people that don't know themselves coming together and making a mess out of their life. So I'm going to be sharing some guides that will help you in understanding your purpose today. It's just a very brief and a short one. Now, if you look around you, there are certain things you realize that you do with so much ease. Okay, maybe you like teaching a lot. Someone like me, I like teaching. I like sharing experiences with people. I like enlightening people. I can do it for hours and I'm not tired. I can go on and on and on. I can talk from morning to night and I'm not tired. As long as I'm sharing insights with people that is making them happy and enlightening them, it gives me so much joy and fulfillment because that is my purpose. So when you find something you do with so much ease, even when nobody is paying you for it, even when nobody is saying, well done, you're doing a good job, you just feel this satisfaction in you when you're able to do it. It might be that you like giving a lot, and whenever you give, You see people, they are happy, they are thanking you, you feel so much satisfaction. You might even go the whole day without eating just because you are able to help someone. It is a sign that you've been called into the ministry of helps. So God will be providing resources for you to help a lot of people. A lot of persons will be coming under your wings because of that which God has put in you, and you cannot lack, because God knows you need those resources because of the people that are coming around you. It might be that you have so much love for children and you just love children so much. So it could be that God is calling you into the children ministry, or He wants you to be a nurse for children. He wants you to just take care of children, or He wants you to own an orphanage where you take care of children. So you realize that those things you love doing so much is an indication of what God wants you to do, of what He's calling you into. So the things that you're supposed to do will naturally gravitate towards you. You will just find yourself in an environment where you love doing those things, and opportunity is always made for those things to be done. You know, when something is your calling, it's easy for you. When others are complaining that this thing is so difficult, why? How can someone talk from morning to night and is not tired? It's so difficult. You are doing it and you're like, but I'm enjoying this thing. That is because it's something you have been called into. Then another way to realize or discover the God's plan or purpose or your calling is that you see things around you that you just feel you want to do something about it. You just want to change the situation. You see some things happening around you and there is this anger that is stirred up in your spirit. It is your calling, it is your ordination that are rising up on your inside, because there is something you're supposed to do to change the narrative. So when this anger is stirring up in you, it is God telling you that you have to do something about this. You have to look for a way to change this. You have to look for a way to stop this. So the things you love doing so much, and the things you wish you can change, the things you wish you can make happen differently, is a clear sign and indication that you have a calling in this area. The things you are so passionate about and the things you wish you can change or make better are the things that God has given you the ability to make right. It is a sign of your calling. It is a sign of your purpose. Search deeper, ask questions, think and look towards that direction, and you realize that God will begin to give you answers to make the world better. Okay, a river does not drink itself. The sun does not shine on itself. The ground that we have, that we are working on, it cannot work on itself. So we are all created to be a blessing to each other. So when you are fulfilling your purpose and I'm fulfilling my purpose, and we are all playing our part, the world becomes a better place. That is one thing you have to understand. The world becomes a better place when we all play our role, when we all play our part. You realize that we begin to align. There is this alignment that comes, there is this uniformity, and we make the world easier and better for everyone to stay in. God can call you into 1, 2, or 3 of the 7 mountains of life. Okay, so we have 7 mountains of influence, and God can call you into any of them. You must not be a pastor to fulfill purpose. You don't have to be a bishop. You don't have to be a reverend sister or a reverend father to fulfill destiny. But you have to be called into one of the 7 mountains of life. You have to function in one of these 7 mountains of life. So God can either give you an assignment in the political sector. You see, this thing we say politics is a dirty game. It is dirty because the men that are supposed to occupy the seats have refused to do so. We are allowing the evil ones to sit on that seat and occupy it. So it becomes dirty because the right persons are not there in the right position to do the right thing they are supposed to do. The political sector is one of the mountains that anybody can operate in and is fulfilling purpose. The entertainment industry, the media. When you go online today, you see a lot of things on space, on the internet. But there are still people that are releasing content that are blessing lives and they are blessing a lot of people. This could be where you have been called into. Discover your purpose and start fulfilling it. The family and relationship sector. We have a lot of relationship counselors out there. We have a lot of family life coach out there. This is also another mountain of life, and I think I fall into this mountain too. Because when it comes to relationship, when it comes to family, when it comes to marriages, I have so much passion. I started by having so much passion for them, and I was like, what can I do to make this sector a better one? And ideas started dropping in on how to talk to the younger generations, how to share experiences, and how to teach and reach out to them. So that is one mountain I am occupying, and by God's grace, I am doing my best to make an impact in that mountain. The educational sector also, there is a lot that can be done in the educational sector. I think our curriculum needs to be visited. We need to teach students that beyond just going to school and acquiring a certificate, this is a time where you have to also acquire skills, because there are no jobs anywhere. The job space is saturated. So there are so many graduates walking up and down the street, and they don't have any job to do. They don't have anything reasonable that befits their qualification. Meanwhile, there are so many skills you could get online, and you make a whole lot out of it. So we need to balance just mere teaching them laws and philosophy and quoting laws of philosophers that have died long ago, to balancing skills that they can work with, things that they can do, how they can think innovatively and constructively to begin to create new things that can help the world. We also have the religious sector. There are so many people that have been called into the religious sector. The Bible said He gave some apostles, He gave some teachers, He gave some prophets, He gave some evangelists, all to the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry to be perfected. You might have been called to be a preacher, a priest in the vineyard of God. Please discover your purpose. We have the healing ministry, we have those that work the workings of faith, we have the evangelists. Know your place and start dominating your work. The business world is not left out too. You might be called to be a great businessman. I used to follow a group then that they called the gospel businessmen. I think something full gospel businessmen. These were businessmen that knew that they needed God for their business to thrive. There's a certain level you get to in business, in the financial world, and you need to partner with a spirit to make some certain amounts of money. So there are spirits that come to partner with men to do certain things. You must realize that there is no how you can go far in this life without the help of the spirit. Before Jacob was able to invent the technology that made him get the special kind of cows and sheep and goats he got, that made him to become richer than Laban, his father-in-law, a spirit gave him the idea in the dream. A spirit gave him the idea, and when he invented it, you realize that the Bible said that his own flocks were stronger and stronger because he knew what to do. He knew how to get what he wanted. So that was the guidance of a spirit. He could not cross that threshold till a spirit came and gave him the idea. So you must realize that in the business world too, it is not just occultic men that can prosper. If you are a child of God and a son of God, and you have been called into the business world, ideas will begin to drop. Ideas to create wealth, ideas for wealth creation will begin to drop. You need to find your place. You fall into one of these mountains, or maybe two or three of it. So in any of these areas God has called you, you need to go into your word. You need to start dominating your word. You need to start doing what you're supposed to do to get to where God has called you to. I pray for you that as you listen to this and you start working towards achieving your purpose, you're going to get clear insights, you're going to get inspirations, and you're going to be helped by God, so you can start fulfilling purpose and start fulfilling destiny, and you get to that place which God wants you to get to in life. I remain Precious Edward, and I hope that you subscribe, you like, and you share this video to as many that is going to bless. I know that many are going to be blessed and touched by this, and I hope that you start working out to fulfilling your purpose and destiny. God bless you, and see you next time.